Definitely something you could call the holy grail of autographs for me. Well, I was lucky enough to work in radio for over 25 years, and much of that time was working in rock radio. Now, subsequently, I have a good-sized collection of rock records, and through the years, I got a chance to meet some of the artists of some of the records I own. This is one of the first autographs I got, probably the first, in Prince George at 94X. 5440 were in town, I think maybe around 2002. And Brad Merritt and Matt Johnson were coming to the studio for an interview. I wasn't doing the interview, but I was definitely hanging around, and I thought, why not? Get them to sign it. So I brought it by. There you go. Brad Merritt, Matt Johnson, autographed the record. Thanks, fellas. And this was before I got the idea to ask for the no eBay guarantee. And that was to get them to sign it to me, to Russ Man, insert artist here. That way, I could guarantee to them that I wasn't going to sell it on eBay. Also, I could guarantee to anybody else later I didn't buy it on eBay, because there's my name right there. Def Leppard, my original copy of Hysteria. They came to Prince George when I was on the radio there, and this time I got a chance to interview Phil Collen, the guitar player. I made a huge rookie mistake at the time. While I was interviewing him, I did not ask him to autograph the LP, thinking he would be at the autograph session later. Just goes to show you a lesson learned. When you get a chance for an autograph, take it. Phil Collen was not at the autograph session later, but Joe Elliott and Vivian Campbell were, so Joe and Viv signed my copy of Hysteria. Kind of ironic, because Vivian Campbell doesn't play on the record, but still, he's in Def Leppard. And to Russ Man, thank you, Def Leppard. In 2004, maybe, early 2000s, Tom Cochrane and Red Ryder came to Prince George when I was working at 94X, and one of the assignments I drew was I was to go to the multiplex during the afternoon when they were supposed to do sound check. I had a jersey that they were supposed to all sign. We were going to use that jersey to auction it off for charity for the radio station. They had the old autographed jersey trick. And I thought, you know what, why not? Bring my Symphony Sessions record and get that signed. And sure enough, I got to the multiplex. I got to hang out in the stands while they did sound check. They got to check the lights, the sound, the band played. It was just awesome. And then I hung out. Downstairs in the catering area, I had the big jersey out there, all laid out, the felt pen ready to go for the band, and they came down, they had dinner break. Tom actually invited me to eat. I declined, I just didn't want to eat their food. But I got a chance to hang out, sat with Tom, chatted with him the whole time while they had dinner. He was very nice, and then I got him to sign the jersey, and he signed the record, my copy of the Symphony Sessions. Russ, thanks for the support. Your friend, Tom Cochrane. Just a great guy, great autograph, and definitely a great memory. So this is an autograph I got, but did not actually meet her. She was performing at a festival I was the MC at in Vanderhoof in the early 2000s, and I asked her manager, I said, could you get Sass to sign this for me? Could you make it out to the Russ Man? He took it, went away, came back, and sure enough, there it is, to the Russ Man. Love Sass. And what I always found interesting, it looks to me at least anyway, that she only has one S at the end, S-A-S, Love Sass. Is that how, is it S-A-double-S? Is it just one S? Is that very interesting, Sass? I just don't know. A couple of autographs from the Rival Sons. This is the Keep On Swingin' record, autographed by Jay and Scott. Previously, a couple of years before, my wife and I got a chance to see them in Winnipeg at the Oak, the Rival Sons. It was a great show. They were on the Pressure and Time tour. And after the gig, I bought this record off the wall. It was the last one they had in stock, so they took it off the wall. I bought it, and then everybody signed it for me. Every member, the original members of the Rival Sons, autographed the inner sleeve of the self-titled EP. I already have a separate video telling you the story of my Aerosmith autograph record. I got autographed at a couple of different occasions from Tom and Joey, and then from Joe Perry. And then also, I got an autographed James Cotton Band record signed by Steven Tyler. After interviewing Tom and Joey, I got a chance to meet the whole band. We all got posters to get autographed. And at the time, Aerosmith had released the Honkin' on Bobo album, and in the artwork there was this picture. And that reminded me of this picture, the front cover of the James Cotton Band, On the Move. So I thought, I'm going to meet Steven Tyler. Why not bring him this record and show it to him? And I just wanted to know if this was an influence on the Honkin' on Bobo artwork. So when I showed it to him, he thought it was great. He actually recognized the harmonicas, wanted me to give it to him, but I didn't. I wouldn't. But I did ask him to sign it, and he did graciously. He was very awesome. Steven Tyler, oh yeah. So the Cult came to Calgary, and Ian Astbury scheduled to come to the studio to visit CJ92. So naturally, I got one of my Cult records out. At the time, Ian Astbury, give or take, I guess some people have their good days, some people have their bad days. But he did autograph this for me, my original copy of Sonic Temple. I bought when it came out. To Russ, Ian Astbury, and I believe that's the date, 08. The Motley Crue. This was a big score for me. Motley Crue, a favorite band of my youth. This is an original copy of Shout at the Devil that I bought when I was 12 or 13 years old. At one point, they came to Calgary while I was working for CJ92, and I actually had the opportunity to meet all four. They were all hosting their each individual meet and greet. Vince, Tommy, Nikki, and Mick was hosting an interview. I had the chance to interview Mick in his dressing room. However, due to the timing, you couldn't do all four. I just couldn't work it out, so I had to pick two. So I interviewed Mick Mars in his dressing room, and then I got a chance to hang out with Nikki Sixx on his bus. So naturally, I got them both to autograph the record, but nothing on the front, nothing on the back. No, this time, I went for the inside. To Russ Mann, Mick Mars, and Nikki Sixx writes, thank you. They were all very cool. It was really nice to meet some childhood idols in Motley Crue. And Mick Mars, I asked him to autograph the record, and he said, let me get my glasses. And they said, you're going to get that on tape, that I need glasses. And I thought, geez, Mick, it's okay. Everybody needs glasses every now and then. Look at me. This is a great score. Copy of Soundgarden, Down on the Upside, autographed by Chris Cornell. To Russ Mann, Chris Cornell. Not an elaborate story. I just had the chance to interview him in a hotel, and he was a great guy. Very talkative, answered everything very thoroughly, and then at the end I got him to sign my record. The Offspring, Ixnay on the Ombre, my favorite Offspring record, autographed by Noodles. Hey Russ Mann, Noodles. He came out of CJ92 Studios for an interview. I wasn't doing the interview, but I was there, got to host, got to meet him, and got him to sign my record. Nice guy. Thank you very much, Noodles. And this, all three original members signed copy of ZZ Top's Deguelo. They played here at the Dome 2010s, early 10s, I guess, maybe something like that. My friend Chris Ford and I, roommate at the time, we got a chance to meet them afterwards, and they were very businesslike, really didn't say anything. First in line was Billy Gibbons. He didn't even look at you, he just signed it, kept on talking to the person he was talking to. Next up was Frank Beard. He didn't look either, he just lit a smoke, signed the record, passed it on to Dusty. And Dusty, at the time he was sitting there, there was also a friend of mine, a guy I knew next to him, so I kind of greeted him, that warmed Dusty up, and I said, Dusty, please, could you make it out to Russ Mann? So he did, to Russ Mann. Fully autographed ZZ Top record. After, we sort of got to sneak in, my friend Ford and I, a picture with Mr. Billy Gibbons. And notice how I've got my hand kind of doing that sort of thing. I asked if he would do the thing like the video stuff with us, and Billy just said, come on, man. Although not an autograph record, but an autograph I managed to get just after I moved here to Calgary. I showed up here very late 2003, and then within the first week of 2004, got to see David Bowie live on the reality tour, got to meet him as well, and he signed a poster. Just a thrill of a lifetime, and you can imagine, just after I moved to Calgary, it was a very structured event. I think there was about 15 or 16 of us allowed. We weren't allowed to bring anything to get autographed. We all got a poster, the reality poster. We all got a few seconds to shake his hand, to thank him. He signed a poster to us, put our name on it. And then, at the end, there were a couple of contest winners. They each got their individual picture, and then the whole group of us got a picture with David Bowie. Definitely something you could call the holy grail of autographs for me.